Hello. My name is Caprice and welcome to my channel. I am starting a new series. It's called Fat Girl Reacts. Why? Because I'm a fat girl and a fitness girly. Today we are reacting to Tess Holiday.
You know, it's been 2 years already, but some of us are still scratching our heads over the Tess Holiday confession. You know, with her apparent battle with anorexia. But don't worry though, because if you've never heard of her, Tess Holiday is a well-known plus-size...
Trigger warning. I do just want to say fat people can be... When I was about 145 pounds at 5'4", living off of less than 500 calories a day, I was working out 2 to 3 times a day. I hated eating in front of people. I took a lot of diuretics. Really unhealthy time of my life, but you wouldn't have looked at me and been able to tell that I was because I had some fat on me.
The certain A disorder, that I can't say the full name, otherwise YouTube will take down this video, God forbid, is honestly a serious disorder, not a trend to hop on, but so many people out there now just throw around self-diagnosis, which is, by the way, TikTok's fault. And people get misdiagnosed now, left, right and center. It's honestly baffling. Sure, Tess might have some sort of eating disorder, but it's definitely not the A one that she...
I do have to agree. I have to agree. Or rather, it's not that what she eats, it's rather that she would put it on camera. Like back in the days when I had this, like I said, I would not eat in public. Anything that had to do with consumption, with other than water, like I just was like, I don't want people to know I eat. So it's like, yeah, no, she eats McDonald's on camera. There's like a video of her eating cake on camera.
And look, I'm not a professional, but it seems to me that either she doesn't have this disorder, or if she does, it's probably a typical anorexia. But it's doubtful it's anorexia nervosa, like she was implying, especially since she's far from being underweight, as we can see. And it's worth nothing that she didn't even specify which type she's dealing with, leaving room for many questions. There's also no other evidence to support her claim.
Atypical, that's what it is. Atypical, that's when you have the behavior but you don't have like the physical. Yeah. The
wider landscape of this activism, and honestly, let's just call it what it is, right? Addressing the elephant in the room might not be the most delicate phrasing, and I don't want to be labeled as fatphobic. I'm just generally here to tackle the tough stuff. Like, what's really going on? And why does it feel like so many big figures in this movement are veering into a toxic zone? Tess, by the way, is just one voice.
Okay, what? Body positivity has officially meshed with fat acceptance as of a couple of years ago. I got into the community, not like deep into it, but like with content around 2018, 2019, because I was the biggest I'd had ever been in my life and I hated it. I was just in a very low place and I blamed a lot of that on my size. They were saying it's okay to be fat, it's not unhealthy, but even if it is, you should still be confident, you should still live your life, you shouldn't let your weight hold you back, which is like all good things to say. But then it became toxic when they would start to say like, oh, you shouldn't lose weight, you shouldn't eat healthy, you shouldn't go to the gym. You know, in moments sounds good, but then like when you live your day-to-day life and you realize, oh my God, I can't walk up 2 flights of stairs without being out of breath, it's like, no, I've got to fix this.
But when did this activism kick off? And why has it always been this way since the beginning? The roots of the body positivity, health at any size, and the fat acceptance go way back, but they really seem to gain traction in 2010, as they were a much needed response to the toxic beauty standards of the 90s, and yes, even early 2000s as well, where being thin was practically worshipped. The whole idea was to embrace all body shapes and sizes, promoting self-love and acceptance, regardless of what the scale said, and it was meant for people with missing limbs, or perhaps...
Thank you. This is why I always get mad when people call body positivity toxic. I get frustrated because I'm like, oh, it's co-opted by fat acceptance. Body positivity was all about loving your body no matter what. Like he said, it had to do with people who are missing limbs. A lot of people were like burn victims. It wasn't so much of I'm fat, you need to accept me. It was more of just like, hey, different people exist, and just because someone's missing a limb doesn't mean they're no longer human.
Eliminate any weight or BMI cutoff policies. Stop using the BMI completely because it is ineffective and racist.
BMI is ineffective. True, to a certain extent. BMI cannot take into consideration weight, fat versus muscle, but unfortunately, that is something you can see. You can see that. So I am in the upper 190s right now, and what I am able to wear with my clothes right now, I wasn't able to wear until I was in the 180s. And that was 2 years ago, before I was training my muscles. I think I'm in that range of 5 to 10 pounds of muscle, where it can make a difference on the scale. But like in the grand scheme of things, if I take that into consideration, I still want to lose another 50 pounds when it comes to the BMI. Yes and no. BMI being incorrect when it comes to muscle is not going to hit until you're maybe 10, 20 pounds overweight, or 10, 20 pounds above, like whatever your goal weight is.
Because they sadly rely on mainstream news, and just listening to those toxic advocates can blind you to the truth. Consider this: globally, 2.8 million deaths annually are linked to obesity, while another 35.8 million suffer because of it. These numbers show just how serious it is.
All right, we're gonna wrap that up right there. I know Tess Holiday is mainstream when it comes to like being the largest plus size fashion model, but like outside of that, is she mainstream? If you actually were to watch TV news, they're not talking about this. I feel like very rarely do they talk about body positivity. If anything, they do talk about how unhealthy we are. Interesting. Let me know if you have thoughts that differ from my own down in the comments. And if you haven't already, go watch my Fat versus Fit Jubilee reaction. And if you are a big girl or a big boy who wants to start working out, go ahead and check out my workout guide or any other video that I have posted recently. I hope you enjoyed my face. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.